Welcome to the XCon Journal. I am getting ready to head on outside, and we're in the winter wonderland. So gotta stay bundled up. I want to make a quick video about Christmas because we're coming up on Christmas Eve, and brought back some memories of when I was doing time. And I always thought it was kind of cool that we'd get donations of a bag of candy. And, the guards would go through the whole prison. This was in Missouri, by the way. Go through the whole prison and put a little small bag of candy through our cell bars. And sometimes they give us a card or calendar or something, little religious pamphlet or something. And it was always a mystery to see what kind of candy we'd get any given year. Because, you know, while you want to be grateful, I always kind of wondered what the deal was, because, you open the bag and the candy would be like it was almost like one big piece of rock candy, where they had, the small pieces of hard candy, but it'd be melted together into one big, you know, block of candy, and you have to break it off to get them, and sometimes you could break them off, sometimes you couldn't. And, you know, um, so it made me wonder if the guards just had it sitting in a room all year long, and they hand out the old ones, and then they take the newer ones and bring them home to their kids or something. And I just didn't know why we'd all be getting this candy that was all stuck together, and it smelled patently aged. When you open up some candy and it smells old, that. And you don't want to say anything, because ungrateful people, is and it's a season you want to try to be grateful, but you knew something was up. Maybe it was a tax write-off for people, God only knows. But I'm sure there is some people that were also involved in the process, that were trying to do the right thing. It's like, I'm involved with a prison ministry up here in Minnesota, Twin Cities Prison Ministry, and they are working so hard to bring some nugget of, you know, joy and gratitude into the lives of people. And I think they're really doing the deal. That's so obvious. And they're definitely going the extra mile. I can't say what was going on in Missouri, but I know there's good stuff happening everywhere. And so you look for the good, you'll find it. You look for the bad, you'll find that. It's just one of the formulas of life. And I used to serve time. Now I'm making my time serve me, and sometimes it's just in the form of humor and observation, and just pointing out that, just you know, it's like anything else in life. It's part of your history. It's part of your past, and doesn't mean that you're governed and controlled and freaking out over anything necessarily. A lot of people get PTSD, and it comes and it goes, and I suffered with it for years, and through a lot of prayer and discipline, and you know, um, a lot of good suggestions, and trying to be teachable, and I was able to have a relatively normal life, regardless of the memories that come up kind of suddenly, as where you all normal people, you have a memory, and it doesn't attach to, you know, the things that you would if you were in a prison like I was. And and it's just real life. It's like they had metal garbage, uh, big metal garbage bins outside of the cell halls, and for us to throw trash in, so we wouldn't litter the yard. And then they would find dead bodies in the trash, and it just seems so cruel to stab someone to death and just throw them in a trash can because that's how you beat them. So you'll see a trash can, you'll think one thing and a certain kind of can. And if you've been a homeless person, you see a big metal trash can, you might think of grabbing it and throwing wood in it and burning stuff. And a memory is just a memory. That's all it has to be. It's like, there's no prison wall so thick that God can't get through it. And I think, through divine synchronicities, people come into our lives, and in God's economy, nothing is wasted. And we can beautify our memories or we can demonize them. Well, which one are you going to choose? I choose to grow from my past, and no matter how far down the scale we've gone in life, we can always use our stories to help someone else out. So maybe they won't have to go through it. There's always that. So anyway, I wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and take the wisdom where you can find it and use it for the best and for the greater good. And you know, Christ walked on water, and he did miracles and healed people's hearing and sight and all kinds of infirmities. And when they were bragging on him, he says, "There'll come a time where you'll do far more than what I've done." And the emotional um, challenges of grief and woundedness, you know, we can be healed of some of the most difficult things. And that to me is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than being healed to, a physical infirmity, right? So just depends. Sometimes God heals those, and sometimes the emotional ones. But even grief is just a form of love. It's praise. Without having loved someone, you couldn't grieve them. So it's proof of love, and it's painful, but it's also just one of the forms of love. And don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, sort of a thing. You avoid the grief, um, then you also throw out the emotion that allows you to enjoy love to the greatest depth as well. So take what you like, leave the rest, and Merry Christmas. And Hanukkah is starting tonight at sundown as well for those of you who are Jewish. And peace out.